Speaker, I rise to support this report of the Committee of Public Investments on Social Services, Administration and Agriculture. Honorable Speaker, when you go through this report of the committee, Honorable Speaker, you see that the committee indeed did put in a lot of man-hours to consider audited reports of the financial years 20, some dating back to 2013, 2014, as Honorable Wood was saying, for KBC, some dating back to 2018, 2019 for NHIF, or the defunct NHIF, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, special attention, I drew special attention to a number of issues that are raised in that report by the committee, especially around the National Hospital Insurance Fund. Honorable Speaker, if you read that report, you will see that there is a car park that was built at community next to the existing NHIF tower. A car park that is reported in this report to have cost 337% of its original cost. Honorable Speaker, that is not just illegal, it is actually criminal, because you cannot vary a contract 337% of the original cost, Honorable Speaker, without repercussions. Honorable Speaker, it is customary that every year the Auditor General does reports. They are considered by the committees of this House. Recommendations are done or tabled before this House. We adopt, and I do hope, Honorable Speaker, that we will support Chairman Wangwe and the committee in adopting this report as it is, including the recommendations, Honorable Speaker. And I'll be moving, Honorable Speaker, at an appropriate time, that the Committee on Implementation rises to the occasion, and I hope the Honorable Karemba is in the House. I don't see him. The Honorable Implementation, chaired by none other than the member for Budalangi, the Honorable Raphael Wanjala. That, Honorable Wanjala, you have your work cut out for you. There is no way this House can sit, adopt reports, and nothing is ever done. Those officers at NHIF who varied that contract to 337%, Honorable Wanjala, your committee must ensure that the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, DCI, those who are in charge of economic crimes, take action against specific officers at the defunct NHIF. Otherwise, we normalize corruption, we normalize theft, and it becomes normal for people to just steal and pilfer public funds and walk away scot-free. You can see some of those characters. The former CEO of NHIF is all over now pretending to be running for a governor's seat. How can you be running to be a governor in the county of Nakuru on pilfered funds, Honorable Speaker? And we must not use elective public office as a laundromat or as a laundry for laundering or cleaning people who have pilfered public funds. The former CEO, National Health Insurance Fund, must answer to these issues, Honorable Wanjala, and you must ensure through the Committee on Implementation that that former CEO, Jeff Mwangi, does answer to this kind of outright theft of public resources, Honorable Speaker. We must not allow criminals to get away scot-free, then run for public office to hide behind public office, Honorable Speaker. And when you are arrested, you start now crying, oh, I'm being arrested because of politics. There is nothing political when you pilfer public funds. How do you go and construct a car park at 300% of its original cost? And to make what matters worse, Honorable Speaker, you escalate the costs and still don't complete the building. If you go to that building, Honorable Speaker, lifts that were to be installed to make it functional, because you cannot park on the level 3 basement, and your office is on the 17th floor, and you're expected to climb up on the lifts as much as you want to live healthy. And Honorable Speaker, that building today has no functional lifts. No wonder, and you will see from the committee's report on Wanjala, that car park is underutilized. It's only being utilized at the level of 20%. Yet we have sunk billions, Honorable Speaker. And we want to say that this house should allow people to just walk away scot-free? We must not allow it to happen, Honorable Speaker. And we must make sure, and that is why I'm challenging the Honorable Raphael Wanjala, to make sure that those culprits, especially those known criminals at the defunct NHIF, are brought to book. Honorable Speaker, I hear the Honorable Raphael Wanjala saying he's taken up the challenge. I hope we will see people in court.
I just want to confirm that whatever he has said is not on record at all. So continue, Honorable Leader of Majority.
I hope he will have an opportunity to speak to these issues so that he not only says in his position that he has taken up a challenge, but confirm to the House that he will ensure these people face their day in court. Honorable Speaker, again, if you read that report, the issue of pending bills at the National Hospital Insurance Fund is a sticking issue, and the chair of the Health Committee, the Honorable Dr. Nyikal, will tell you. Many of the issues that you hear with private hospitals today, with mission hospitals, with public hospitals, are issues that emanate from the defunct NHIF. Because people are accustomed, Honorable Speaker, to faking bills and getting money from the defunct NHIF. And you've heard stories, Honorable Speaker, where people had amputations on the same leg 3 times. And you wonder, how do you have the same right leg amputated the first time, the second time? The member for Suba South is saying that it is possible to amputate from below the knee, then above the knee, then at the hip, the same leg. But, Honorable Speaker, you know it was outright theft. And these are some of the issues, Honorable Speaker, and I want to challenge again the committee to ensure that, in line with the recommendation that they have put, that now the Social Health Authority that has taken up the work of the defunct NHIF moves with speed to ensure that they quickly verify all the bills that are owed to public and private hospitals in the country, so that those that are payable are paid. Those are not payable are not paid. And not just not paying, they must also ensure that those who have lodged fake claims to the defunct NHIF are also brought to book. Because that is the only way, Honorable Speaker, to end this pilferage of public resources, Honorable Speaker. When you steal from the sick, Honorable Speaker, I mean, you don't even deserve to be living if you are stealing from the sick. And you've seen people stealing from NHIF money that belongs to patients, Honorable Speaker. And I want to plead with the committee that if and when we adopt this report, the Committee on Implementation again takes up this matter with NHIF or SHA to ensure that this matter is closed so that the bills that are payable. I have seen a number of mission hospitals saying we are owed so many billions by SHA, and what they are carrying forward is the bills that came from NHIF, Honorable Speaker. And I remember one case in the recent past, I think it was a bishop in Kakamega, who had to, unfortunately, eat his own words when he said that the St. Mary's Hospital in Kakamega was owed billions by SHA, and said that unlike when it was promised that it would be paid close to 90 million shillings, they had only been paid 9 million shillings. Honorable Speaker, that bishop unfortunately had to eat his own words 2 days after, when it became clear and evidence was tabled before the bishop that that hospital had been paid close to 90 million shillings by SHA, as had been said by the Prime Cabinet Secretary in that function, Honorable Speaker. And therefore, even as I plead to our religious leaders, Honorable Speaker, to verify things before they say them in public, to also appreciate that there are indeed monies that are owed by the defunct NHIF. And that is why it's important, as the committee has recommended, that we verify those bills that are payable, and those that are not real bills, they are notified that these are not payable, so that they also stop accruing them in their books and waiting for payments that probably will never be paid. Honorable Speaker, in conclusion,
Kenya Broadcasting Corporation and Honorable Oudo spoke to it. KBC stands the potential of being a super rich public institution in this country. And it is true, many public broadcasting corporations around the world, even the BBC that the Honorable Oudo was alluding to, get support from government. And indeed, the Exchequer in the UK does support the British Broadcasting Corporation. But that, Honorable Speaker, does not mean that in this day and age, state corporations cannot reinvent themselves and work in a way that they become profitable institutions. And KBC stands that potential, Honorable Speaker. This is a very rich institution, Honorable Speaker. If you look at the land resources that KBC holds, right here in Karen, between Karen and Gong around Kirarapon, KBC has land, I think, is close to 100 acres. Go to Mombasa, Jomvu, Kisauni. They have prime land, Honorable Speaker, that can be utilized to make sure that they're able to settle their debts and they are able to function and modernize their broadcasting facilities so that they're able to compete with other private sector players in the broadcast industry, Honorable Speaker. Again, we must challenge them, Honorable Speaker, in this day and age. They must be more innovative than they have been. I can see now at least they have been able to upgrade a bit of their resources, especially around live broadcasting, but also to take advantage of programs like they did with Chan. Honorable Speaker, those who are following the Chan competitions know that in this region, whether it was Uganda, whether it was Tanzania, there is nowhere else that sponsors and Total Energies can confirm this, where there was such good positive vibe and marketing than in the Republic of Kenya. And even the participation of our fans in patronizing our stadia, in cheering the teams that were playing, in the marketing and promotional services that were being aired on TVs, Honorable Speaker, there was no better place than in Kenya. And that portends the potential that KBC holds, that even as we look forward to AFCON later next year, Honorable Speaker, that they will take advantage and ensure that they have broadcast rights for AFCON and be able to auction those broadcast rights to many other broadcasters around the world and make money, Honorable Speaker. And even the World Cup, Honorable Speaker, there is no reason why KBC cannot get auction rights for broadcasting World Cup and other sporting activities, even the recent International Athletics World Championships, Honorable Speaker. These are opportunities that KBC can take advantage of and make sure that they stand strong as a profitable state corporation that will give us dividends in the near future. And I wish them well, Honorable Speaker. And let me conclude by thanking the chair, Honorable Angwe, because he has churned out a number of reports within a very short time when he has been chair of this committee, and we can see that we are now coming up to speed in consideration of many audited reports. And I want to encourage all the other oversight committees to follow the example that the Honorable Angwe has set out in ensuring that you not only consider and invite people to room 8 and room 9 up here, but also ensure that you table reports for adoption and consideration of the House. And I hope, as I have mentioned, that the Committee on Implementation will immediately, upon adoption of these reports, follow up on the issues that have been raised by this committee to ensure that we hold to account those who pilfer public resources, those who misuse public resources, those who vary contracts up to 337% and waste public resources, Honorable Speaker. Then now pretend that they can hide behind politics, that they will have their day in court to answer on their misappropriation of public resources. With those many remarks, Honorable Speaker, I beg to support. Thank you.
Very well. Before I give the next opportunity, allow me to recognize, still in the Speaker's Gallery, the second group from Ruby Craft Adventist School, Karachuonyo constituency in Homa Bay County. You're welcome to observe the proceedings of the House. Honorable Member for Bomet, are you on this one? No. Honorable Mutuse Ekomas, not on this one. Honorable Nikal.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, as I rise to support this report, I only want to make one point, and it is the point on land. Many, many institutions, not just those that are mentioned here, actually have their premises on land that they have occupied, and they're large tracts of land, and all of them do not have titles to this land. And what happens is that now people settle there, people make claims there, and this includes schools, police stations, and leave alone this. And in schools, you even find now people who had given land, their grandfathers had given land, are now coming to claim back the land. So for me, the one thing I would like the Committee on Implementation to really follow on from this report is the issue of land. All public institutions must regularize or must get titles for the lands on which their institutions stand. It's actually going to be a crisis that, like, look at the case of NHIF. Land that was there now has become a court case. And you look at KBC that we are saying, many pieces of land, again, they don't own them. And there's no way they can even utilize them to improve their finances and do everything. So mine, Madam Speaker, that is the issue. I've said it many times, but I don't see much being taken. If the institution can't do it, maybe the Ministry of Lands or the Land Commission should actually take up the matter and ensure